Hello again. Our next thought for this week comes from Jackie, who's a member of our church. Jackie's involved in loads of stuff within the church when we're operating as per normal. Lots of different things during the week, but is also a really key member of the team that makes sure that our PA and our sound and things like that work well for us on a Sunday. So always grateful to Jackie for those things. And she sent this thought for you today, so I hope you enjoy this.
A message of hope in a time of fear. My dear friends, you can have hope in this time of fear. Supermarket shelves have been stripped bare. People are forbidden from gathering, and even the churches are closed. What are we as Christians to make of all this? I want to tell you to not be afraid. This is the word of the Lord. Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. However, I don't hold to that glib form of Christianity that says that if you pray hard enough, nothing bad will ever happen to you. You know well that at times in the past, depression has afflicted God's people. Cancer has taken the righteous, and that the martyrs have died. In the Bible, when God repeatedly tells you not to be afraid, it is commonly followed by the reason why. It isn't because the bad stuff won't happen to us. It is because, as God says many times, I am with you. He will be with us through the trial. You can have hope in a time of fear. This is illustrated so well by the story of Daniel's friends in Babylon, when King Nebuchadnezzar threatened to throw them into the burning furnace for refusing to bow to his idol. They answer him, "If we are thrown into the burning furnace, the God we serve is able to deliver us from it, and he will deliver us from your majesty's hand. But even if he does not, we want you to know, your majesty, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up." Although the situation seemed hopeless, they held on to their hope in a time of fear. Their faith is based on the fact that they are certain their God is stronger than Nebuchadnezzar. They know that God can deliver them. However, if he allows them to go through affliction, still they will not abandon their faith, and Christ himself was there with them. I can assure you that our God is most definitely stronger than COVID-19. It is right and appropriate to pray for health and deliverance. And as you do that, remember that even if you have to suffer, your God will be with you always. In every circumstance, you can have hope in a time of fear. Fear in society is nothing new. In 1948, C.S. Lewis wrote an essay entitled "On Living in an Atomic Age." In one way, we think a great deal too much of the atomic bomb. How are we to live in an atomic age? I'm tempted to reply, why, as you would live in the 16th century, when the plague visited London almost every year. Or as you would have lived in the Viking Age, when raiders from Scandinavia might land and cut your throat any night. Or indeed, as you are already living in an age of cancer, an age of drug misuse, an age of paralysis, an age of knife crime, an age of railway accidents, an age of motor accidents. In other words, do not let us begin by exaggerating the novelty of our situation. The first point to be made and the first action to be taken is to pull ourselves together. If we're going to be destroyed by an atomic bomb, let that bomb come when it finds us doing something sensible. Human things, praying, working, teaching, reading, listening to music, bathing the children, chatting to our friends, not huddled together like frightened sheep, and thinking about bombs. They may break our bodies, but they need not dominate our minds. What C.S. Lewis is saying here is that in times of crisis, the Lord should find us doing what is most important, living our lives as his children and doing his work rather than huddled in fear. Indeed, the present circumstances of the world give us a special opportunity to speak with our friends about the hope we have in Christ. And it should provide us with a renewed urgency in making sure that the message of the gospel is heard and received by as many as possible. Perhaps your work of sharing the gospel of Christ has only just begun. As the Bible continually tells us, time is short. Share hope in a time of fear. It is also important to realise that at a time when gatherings of people are discouraged or forbidden, and even churches must close their door, we are uniquely positioned to continue the work of evangelising to the whole world. We can reach people right where they are, bringing them hope in a time of fear, whether in self-isolation or in hospital, anywhere in the world. Churches have had to suspend their meetings for a time. I would encourage you to connect more deeply through digital means. There is so much on offer, even if it is only listening to a thought for the day. At the touch of a button, the computer can answer our questions, but only God can solve them. Thank you for listening. Stay safe and pray. Pray for hope in our time of fear. God bless you.